Mount Hood greets you as you enter Portland. My first trip there, I thought I could step off the wing onto the top. And when I got into the airport, I could still see it 80 miles away, and I can see it from the heart of the city in the Rose Garden. You can see it along the Columbia River, in the dales, evening and morning. It's there, silent, overseeing things. The great river of the West, the Columbia River. It's about 1,200 miles long, and 500 of those miles are in Canada, where the river begins. This is one of the 100 or so dams on the river, the Bonneville Dam. Across the river, mountain in Washington. Along the river bank, time to stop and think and wonder about the river. In the background, oftentimes, behind the Lewis and Clark Bridge, you can see St. Helens, Mount St. Helens. The Lewis and Clark Bridge connect Rainier, Oregon to Longview, Washington. On the Washington side of the bridge is the port of Longview. As far as I can tell, they deal mainly in lumber products. There's a continual flow of log trucks in and out of the place. There's always ships in the river. The Columbia River is considered an endangered river. It's been polluted with nuclear waste, and its course has been altered from its ancestral bed by the number of major dams that have impacted the water flow. The native fishing that was once very productive is now at risk. The Columbia River Bar is the most treacherous river crossing in the United States and one of the most treacherous in the world. There's been over 2,000 shipwrecks at the mouth of the river, and the area is called the Graveyard of the Pacific. Since I've been here, several fishermen have drowned coming across the bar. You can see from the shore of the Pacific here and along the banks of the Columbia looking out into the ocean. This is right where river and ocean water come together quite dramatically, with opposing currents and opposing forces meeting together and forming a very violent confluence at the mouth of the river. The jetty was constructed in order to help regulate and maintain the channels at the mouth of the river. Two channels are maintained, one on the north and one on the south side of the river, allowing commerce all the way up to Portland with the big ships, and then on barges from there. Small fishing boat, the kind that go out across the bar and bring in the commercially caught fish. Along the riverbank is driftwood, and on the beach, breakfast. The ocean is the great recycling center of the universe. Everything eventually finds its way back here, usually in unusual form. This is the wreck of the Peter Iredale. It sunk off the coast sometime in the mid to late 1850s. There was an inquiry by the owners of the boat to determine if the crew, and captain especially, had done anything to cause the wreck. The inquiry showed that the captain and the crew were not at fault, and not a hand was lost, but the entire cargo was lost. I've been told that sometimes the shipwreck itself is covered with sand, and that other times it's uncovered. This is obviously one of the uncovered times. Along the shore is rocks. These particular rocks are thought to have originated in Idaho. These are a conglomerate mixture of rocks that somehow got layered together, and a dog got trapped in this one, and just his face is sticking out. I found these things along the beach, and a very interesting place to walk and think and meditate. You never know when you might find a dog stuck in a rock.